Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. So I've been dying to show you this gorgeous new style by Raquel Welch called Balayage Beauty. This color is Ombre Pecan. She comes in two other ombre colors. I can't wait to look at all of the details for this beautiful style and color. First, I wanted to thank Shirley's Wig Shop for sending me this gorgeous style so that I could review her for you. And also to let you know that Shirley has a private Facebook group called Shirley's Wig Shop, Hair's Looking at You Kid. It's a really fun group, a great place to exchange ideas and information or just show off your beautiful styles. And we invite you to join us there. Also, I wanted to ask, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So let's get a good look at this style right out of the box. I haven't done any styling yet. I definitely want to show you what she looks like right out of the box, and then we'll style her together a little bit. So as you can see, this is just a gorgeous, longer but not too long, beach wavy style with some wonderful layers that really allow this longer style to feel light and manageable. Absolutely just a beautiful, beautiful style. And I love the features on this style as well. We have an extended lace front, and I'm very pleased that we have a few lighter fibers in the front because that really softens that hairline and allows those knots to be almost invisible. Beautiful hairline, which we've come to expect from Raquel Welch. It's an extended lace front, so it runs from about here to about here on me. Beautiful. And then we have a center mono part, and right now we still have that zigzag parting here. So I will want to change this part line to remove that zigzag, and then we'll steam it in place as well so that it stays the next time I take the style off and put it back on. That's just what I like to do. And let's go ahead and get a quick look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back. And the left. So absolutely, just as pretty as can be. This style might remind you a little bit of Wavy Day, also one of my favorite Raquel Welch styles, which of course is a little bit shorter. And it reminds me a little bit of Selfie Mode as well, which is a more recent release and a similar length. Of course, this style only comes, at least for now, in these three ombre colors, so that's something to keep in mind. But I have to say, I have never tried an ombre shade before myself. And so I was very excited to try this, and I think I love it. We'll absolutely talk more about the color when I go outside in the outdoor segment of my video. So absolutely just an adorable style. Next, we'll go ahead and we'll change the part line and steam it in place and maybe do just a little bit more styling, because I don't want these fibers falling in my face too much throughout the day. And then we'll look at the cap construction. We'll go over some styling options for this gorgeous style. I'll take her outside so we can get a good look at this beautiful color and talk all about these ombre shades. And then we'll come back inside and go over final thoughts. So I have a rat tail comb here. Let's go ahead and change this part line. And it's a little tricky to see here in the camera, but I'm just going to try to run it down the center of that zigzag part. And then gently separate the fibers. All right. So right now, I'm not seeing a lot of scalp appearance, a little bit here in the front. But that could just be my dark bio hair peeking through that monofilament. So I will use some scar tape on the underside there to help create more scalp appearance. But I think I like where this is parted now. As you can see, I'm getting some fibers in the face, even though this wave pattern does nicely move fibers away from the face. Here in the front, I find that this often happens. So we will work on that with the steamer, and I'll go ahead and clip these fibers back. They're longer, so this might not be necessary, but I do think it will help position everything, and then just steam it a little bit in the front here. So I'll put her on the blockhead and we'll do that next. So she's on the blockhead, and I gently combed both sides and clipped those fibers back, so we're ready to steam this new part line. And now you can see a little bit of the blockhead through that monofilament. We'll probably use a little bit of powder as well to reinforce that and create some real scalp appearance. But first, let's do the steaming, and I have my little handheld clothes steamer for this that I like to use. It's the iSteam steamer, and I just purchased it on Amazon. I also have a full-length video on my channel all about how I like to steam style my heat-friendly synthetic styles like this is, or also my synthetic styles with steam, and I'll leave a link to that in my description box down below. So let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to direct the steam at the fibers, not at the delicate lace front or monofilament portions of the cap. Keep your steamer moving. Don't leave it in any one place for more than 3 seconds. All right, that should do it. As you saw, I steamed that part line in place first, and then I just gave these fibers a little bit of a lift on either side in the front. I don't want anything too extreme, but just to keep them out of my face a little bit more. So now what I need to do is let these fibers cool completely so that this new style can set. I'll put her on and we'll see if we like the results. So she's back on my head and the fibers are nice and cool to the touch now. Let's go ahead and remove the clips to see if we like how this turned out. All right, absolutely. I think that is lovely. And the part is nice and straight. I do want to add a little bit of powder to that part line because I'm not seeing enough scalp appearance for my liking. And then we'll see. If you find that the fibers are still falling forward too much, you could absolutely use a little bit of, wig styling paste that's safe for heat-friendly synthetic fibers here in the front. I'm not sure I will need to. Let's go ahead. I'll do the test. And you can see this is how much she's falling forward. A little bit here. There's one little section that wants to, but only when I lean forward like that. So we'll see. For now, let's go ahead and add a little bit of powder to that part line and do that together. I do have the silicone scar tape underneath, which also helps this powder adhere and stay in place even when you take your wig off and put it back on. So you don't need to do this procedure every time you do put your wig back on. So I like to use the NYX shadow palette in warm neutrals. I use a skinny little brush for this. All right, that should do it. Of course, you'll want to clean that up and make sure there's no powder residue on the actual fibers. And if it's too much, if it's too strong of a white line, I would remove the scar tape and start over. I am noticing this little section here wanting to fall forward, so I probably will use a little product on that. We'll see. All right, well, I think this is perfect now and ready for some photos. And so I'll do that, and then we'll look at the cap construction. First, let me remove this piece of silicone scar tape that I like to apply on the underside of my parts to help create scalp appearance where otherwise my dark bio hair might show through. And then you can see we have that eyeshadow residue where I've added a little bit of color to that part line to help create the illusion of scalp. This is the tape that I use. It's the AWD Medical Silicone Scar Sheets, and I purchased them on Amazon. I'll leave that in my description box down below. All right, so what we have here is a center mono part, as you can see. So you have a little bit of room to move your part around, but it is a dedicated center part, at least in this area. As you move forward, you can see you have quite a bit of room here to move your part either center, left, or right, whichever you prefer. And I chose to keep it in the center because I think that's what the designers intended for this style. And then we have an extended lace front, and we have some fibers sewn in here, but I would say it comes maybe halfway down the ear tab on both sides. So I love that because this allows you to style the wig away from the face and still have that appearance of hair growth all along that extended lace front. Then we have the soft ear tabs with metal stays, a standard nape, not an extended nape, and Velcro style adjusters. I have a 22-inch circumference head and left these adjusters where they were, and this cap fits me very comfortably. You do have the open wefting on the sides and in the back, which helps create a very nice and stretchy cap. And lastly, I want you to notice that we have silicone coating the elastic here that is sewn onto that the wefts are sewn onto, or vice versa. This is Raquel Welch's Memory Cap 3. And the reason why they add this silicone coating is because it provides a little bit of grip, and I believe it's supposed to help conform to your head as well. So that's lovely for anyone who wants a little bit of extra security. I did check the style for permatease, and yes, there's a little bit of permatease in this area next to the mono part. Not in the mono part itself, but in that area next to it. You can see, not visible from the surface, really minimal and well done. So overall, I think this is a lovely cap construction for this beautiful style. So let's look at some styling options. You do, of course, have quite a few styling options with a longer style like this. So we'll just quickly look at a few. I did want to mention that I did go ahead and use a little bit of the John Renault Peace Out wig styling paste here in the front on this side, where this little piece was wanting to fall forward still even after steaming. And I love that because it just really helps create a little bit of hold and washes out very easily as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and check to see if we can do an ear tuck on this style. And absolutely, I think especially half an ear tuck, you could probably even do a full ear tuck on this. You can see my ear is kind of protruding a little bit because it is slightly bulky. So I would say probably medium density on this style, a little bit better on this side. So you can do an ear tuck or half an ear tuck, absolutely. Of course, you can do a ponytail. And I'll just quickly demonstrate. My bio hair is tucked under for this, but you can easily do a little low ponytail, or of course a French twist if you would like to do that. I think that's a cute look. And let me go ahead and show you the headband. I always like to show you the headband because this allows me to show you what kind of coverage I'm getting from the style as well. All right, and I do want to point out, we do have some highlights. If you recall, when we were looking at the cap construction, near the ear tabs, these highlights are sewn in. So this is not a perfect match for my bio hair. And I would want to use some root powder just to disguise that and blend it a little bit better with my dark hair. I would just use a dark color, and then I think that would work well. But this allows me to show you exactly what kind of coverage I'm getting. You can see this is where the ear tabs end on me, and that's really a nice amount of coverage for me. And again, we have that lace front that runs from here to here, beautifully done, and the parting space. So I absolutely think this is an adorable look for this style. I would just want to darken these highlights right here if I were to wear her this way. So next, we'll go outside and we'll get a good look at this beautiful ombre color in natural light. So here we are outside. Let's get a good look at this new color by Raquel Welch. I am not a hairstylist, as you probably know if you've been watching my channel, and I'm still learning about wig colors. This is my first balayage ombre color that I've tried. I previously have actually been afraid to try those colors because I really don't like dark knots at the front hairline. And then when I got a peek at this style, I saw that they do have some lighter fibers in the front. And just in general, Raquel Welch is a brand that I trust with the front hairline, and I trust them to get that to look very natural. So I knew that this would work for me. And it's gorgeous. So because this is new, there isn't much information out there yet. I couldn't find a description for the color, so I'll do my best. Shirley did receive a little bit of information from Raquel Welch about these three ombre colors, and I'll just read you some of that information. It says, today's trending color treatment features an extended rooted area. So you have this long root. So they seem to be using the terms ombre, balayage, long root kind of interchangeably. I mean, basically, this is what it is. You have just a long, dark rooted area, looks like regrowth, and then these beautiful highlights that look like they're painted on to the rest of the color. And of course, I'm sure you've seen human hair with this color treatment. I believe it's fairly expensive, and it's really fun and trendy and modern. But then the rest of the description is that there is depth at the crown and a gradual transition to lighter tips around the face. Well, you do have the lighter fibers in the front, and then that ends up framing the face. But I absolutely love this gradual transition, and you can see how these little, it appears to be painted on highlights, just add a wonderful amount of dimension and depth to this color. And I just absolutely love it. Now, in terms of the pecan, it actually reminds me quite a bit of Mocha with Cream. If you look at the rooting on Mocha with Cream, not as long, of course, but it's that same kind of dark, almost cool toned. And then you have the rest of the color. I'll just do a little comparison here so you can see. So I'm absolutely seeing a lot of brunette in this shade. Of course, I would categorize this as a brunette. And you just have these beautiful warm tones, though, in the lower part of the wig where, that regrowth is done and you have the highlighting. I see auburn colors, I see brunette, I see blonde, just a little bit of everything, and absolutely a warmer tone. So I adore this color, as you may know, and I love it with this long root. I just think that is very cool and modern. And let's go ahead and look at the details. So again, we have that delicate lace front, beautiful knotting, almost invisible, and the lighter fibers really help soften that hairline. That parting space that we've added the silicone scar tape to on the underside, and then a little bit of matte eyeshadow on the surface. I think that creates a nice and natural parting space there. Let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. All right, so I would say don't be afraid of ombre or balayage. I think this style is just beautifully done and still looks very natural, and I think it's a lovely complement for this long beach wavy style. Next, we'll go over final thoughts. Balayage beauty here is an absolute beauty. I mean, how gorgeous is this heat-friendly synthetic style in this ombre color, Ombre Pecan. I never thought I would have hair that looked this edgy and cool and modern, and certainly was afraid to try it in a wig style because of the amount of dark rooting and the fear that there would be darker knots, but that fear has been dispelled. And I encourage you to try this if you've been curious to try an ombre or balayage color, because the hairline here is impeccable as usual with Raquel Welch. Beautiful lighter fibers in the front and delicate knotting really create a natural hairline. And I absolutely love these long beachy waves, of course. I've long been a fan of Raquel Welch's beachy waves, and this style doesn't disappoint. The length is nice, not too long, and the layers really help keep this style manageable. And you, of course, have so much versatility with a longer style like this as well. I absolutely adore this color, as I said, because of the warmer tones, the brunette and the auburn, and of course the blonde highlights. There's just a little bit of everything. So just a beautiful warm brunette shade here. And then of course this longer root with this balayage ombre effect are just stunning and really youthful and edgy. So beautiful style, beautiful color. I wanted to remind you that Balayage Beauty here is available for purchase at Shirley's Wig Shop, and I will leave a direct link to her in my description box down below. Also, I wanted to thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.